People might suggest that it's very difficult when you're working for two people that seemingly know everything what they want to do themselves, whether they launch things, as we saw with Prince Harry and his book Spare, and of course the endless interviews that Meghan and Harry have given, and turning up at these sort of fake royal tours. When it goes wrong, it's never truly their fault. But the bigger issue now, when you think about it, is moving forward. What's proving to be a reoccurring theme is that what, of course, Harry and Meghan are doing, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, really doesn't work out particularly well. And it doesn't matter how many people they fire through that revolving door of Archwell, somebody has to take an accountability. Recently, they decided to take on two brand new PR people, apparently with an amazing pedigree. And the bottom line with this was, well, apparently they were going to turn everything around in a positive light. But what's reoccurred is this, and apparently Meghan's doing nothing without a very much public apology first. This is interesting. As ever, let me explain. Good to see you today. Thank you so much for your time, as ever. We'll have a lovely wave. Are you all right? Not bad, thank you. Yes, this beautiful stone building behind me has been up over 100+ years. Incredible, isn't it? I always find it fascinating, when they knock these places down. It always takes them a long time, have you noticed? But very quick to put up modern day buildings. And the ones that, they supposedly all want with all the modern day conveniences. Yet this, when you think they made it without all of that electrical equipment, lifting heavy stone, all that sort of stuff. Incredible. And yet, why do they pull them down? It's history, isn't it? And proven, of course, that they've cemented all weathers. Some people might say Meghan and Harry have cemented all weathers simply because, of course, they've had quite a big of a, how should we put this nicely, backlash after 6 years of being together. Many of it brought on by themselves, many of it, of course, by their tissue of lies, from the secret wedding to the fact that, Meghan claimed she was a sort of victim and wasn't allowed out, of course, of royal residences and a passport taken away. All of that was just proven to be lies, but clearly they never want to clear that side of the story up. Now, as I say, they've got these brand new teams working for them, and, I kind of feel sorry for them in many ways, because when you work with celebrities, it's very hard to get them to convince them to move forward and think in the way that you do. You know what's best for them, but of course the celebrity themselves, well, they decide that no, it's not really what they want to do. Now, as we know, this is something that really Prince Harry would like to see moving forward, simply because he would very much like to change the narrative. He's obviously getting a little bit worn down. Her team have suggested that the way forward to make her seem warm, friendly, cosy and fuzzy would be, of course, to now make up with her ailing father, Thomas Markle, wipe the slate clean, and basically a very public sort of get together, secretly caught on camera, that sort of thing, her going down to see him and finally realizing the error of her ways. And this, of course, then would lead to a more public embrace that they believe with His Majesty the King Charles. You see how the pattern works in the PR world. And then, of course, it would make things a little bit easier. There she is now pictured back alongside His Majesty the King, which would sell her brand on a bigger level. The problem is, and it's always a problem with Meghan, yes, she has no problem apparently making up with her father, but she very much wants a public apology from him for all the things he said apparently on camera to various news organisations, and apparently about the leaking of the letter. As ever, we have to say allegedly. Now, without that, well, she's not moving forward. I would say that he's already done that in many respects. He's basically said he'd be more than happy to see her on any terms that she wants. But she very much wants this to become something of a public rite of passage where he says sorry and then she can consider whether she now wants to reconnect. These are the problems facing the brand new team that all apparently started off incredibly well. But as ever with people working for Harry and Meghan, things take a darker side for a faster twist very quickly indeed. Neil Sean in the heart of Yorkshire.